Let's talk about Ableton for a second, and in this case, using Ableton for your DJ sets. This is Share the Knowledge.
This is the Share the Knowledge podcast for DJs. Today's podcast is brought to you by Bandzoogle.
All right, so right now I want to talk about Ableton, and just to be clear, I do not have a lot of experience with Ableton, not for live performances, not for producing. I tried it like a couple of times. I'm going to have to really sit down with that one because that is different from all the systems that I used to use, like Cubase, Logic, even Machine. Ableton is a different animal, but I still will find time sometime to really learn how to do it, master it, because I liked what I saw. But this is a question from Sri Lanka, and the question is, I used to use CDJs as my standard setup, but now because technology has taken over the music industry, I feel like switching to Ableton Live for my live performances. Can you talk about pros and cons of performing live music with Ableton on stage versus using CDJs to play MP3s? Now look, first of all, you want to switch because technology has taken over the music industry. I'm not sure what that actually means. So you would have to elaborate. Like, yes, tech is definitely playing a bigger part. And if we're talking about technology and we're including the internet has totally changed the way the music industry works, from sales to streams, you name it. That's a fact. But that has nothing to do with you playing a DJ set. If you decide that you want to go to Ableton to play live music, that is a conscious decision to switch from just playing songs to actually becoming more of a performer. Because Ableton does allow you to be way more creative. You can load tracks in there, but you can also have like your own music in there, mix it in, then take certain parts of the track out, just let you hear like drums or just melody. You have options and you can do a lot of fun stuff with it. Now, mind you, again, I'll tell you, I do not have a lot of experience with it, but I've seen people use it. I've seen that you have a lot of possibilities and it could be great for live performances, especially if you're a DJ who's performing with like an artist. I've seen DJs do that as well. Great. A lot of tools in there that are great to use, but it is a totally different animal than going on stage and playing songs. And that could be from a CDJ, that could be from turntables, a controller, doesn't really matter. So it has nothing to do with the fact that technology has taken over the music industry. That does not matter. So my question to you would be, do you have your own music? Are you producing music? Do you have songs where you have the separate stems, the separate layers of the track? Then it would make more sense to have something like Ableton. But you could also use a Tractor and work with stems in that. That's a different story. But if you're only going to use like the same MP3s that you're using now in the CDJs, then it doesn't really make sense to switch to Ableton because now you have to bring a different type of setup. What are you going to use to control Ableton? Are you going to bring something like Push or a different type of device? And you have to bring your laptop, you name it. So it's a totally different animal compared to if you're now using CDJs, most likely with like a flash drive. So if you're going to do a lot of like live manipulation, adding extra samples and layers and stuff like that, Ableton is great. I can't really talk about the pros and cons, but if we're talking about being creative and actually performing, Ableton can do a lot for you. If you're just going to play music, I see no reason for you to switch to a different system right now.
Bandzoogle makes it easy to build a stunning website for your music in minutes. You can choose from hundreds of mobile-friendly themes and then customize your design and content in a few clicks with Bandzoogle's easy visual editor. Now, all the features you need for a professional website are already built in, including tools to sell your music and merch commission-free, mailing list tools to grow your fan list and send newsletters, and integration to pull in content from all your online services, including Twitter, Instagram, and SoundCloud. I use Bandzoogle to create the Share the Knowledge podcast website, and that was very easy. Bandzoogle plans start at just $8.29 a month and include your own free custom domain name. Now, if you want to try it out for free for 30 days, click on the link in the description box down below and be sure to use the promo code SHARE to get 15% off the first year of your subscription.